So last week it was announced that the guitar player of my all-time favorite band in the world, Mötley Crüe, Mick Mars, is retiring from touring after 41 years. Unfortunately, I don't think this comes to a surprise as anybody, as it's been very, very apparent for a very long time now that he's been struggling with his condition, ankylosing spondylitis. Make no mistake, though, he's still very much a member of Mötley Crüe, just not in a touring capacity. Last week, his reps went to Variety and said that he was retiring, and then the very next day, Mötley Crüe themselves issued the following statement. They said, quote, "While change is never easy, we accept Mick's decision to retire from the band due to the challenges with his health. We have watched Mick manage his ankylosing spondylitis for decades, and he has always managed it with utmost courage and grace. To say enough is enough is the ultimate act of courage. Mick's sound helped define Mötley Crüe from the minute he plugged in his guitar at our very first rehearsal together. The rest, as they say, is history. We'll continue to honor his musical legacy. We will carry out Mick's wish and continue to tour the world as planned in 2023. No doubt it will take an absolutely outstanding musician to fill Mick's shoes, so we are grateful that our good friend John 5 has agreed to come on board and join us moving forward. We'll see all you crew heads out on the road." And so after weeks of speculation, it was officially announced that John 5 is going to be replacing Mick Mars. The speculation came after he was absent for a Rob Zombie performance earlier this month at Aftershock in Sacramento. And, you know, believe it or not, John 5 has long been associated with the Crüe in some sort of capacity. He co-wrote the 3 original songs on the Dirt soundtrack that came out to coincide with the release of the Netflix movie, which were the title track, Ride with the Devil, and Crash and Burn. And he also formed a supergroup, I think it was last year, with Nikki Sixx and Rob Zombie called LA Rats. I think they only have one song out, though, but he's been involved with various members of the band for a long time. Nikki was recently on Twitter answering some fan questions, and when somebody asked him, why they felt that he was the best fit, Nikki said, quote, "He checks all the boxes. He's an insane player, has respect for our music, is funny as fuck, and has history with us, and we've written some pretty big hits together." And look, I got to tell you, as a beyond loyal Mötley Crüe fan, I agree wholeheartedly. I've seen John play with both Rob Zombie, and I've seen him do his solo show a couple of times, and he is hands down, without a doubt, the right guy to fill the spot for Mick. And he recently did some Mötley covers on his recent solo tour. Here's a quick clip of the solo from Kickstart My Heart. Mick's retirement hits especially close to home for me, as I have a physical disability, not the same one as his. It's a little bit different. But when I was a teenager, it was around the time I got into Mötley Crüe, is also when I became a little bit more aware of my physical condition. It's arthrogryposis. And so I looked to Mick for inspiration, and he's sort of been a hero of mine forever. And he still is to this day. So, Mick, thank you very much for being a hero and inspiration, not only to me, but to your legions of fans around the world. And a huge congrats on the legacy that you're leaving behind. 41 years is a very long time, and obviously Mötley Crüe in particular has a very storied history. Just days before the announcement of Mick retiring, they announced that they are extending the stadium tour that they did this year into Europe in 2023 with Def Leppard, and now they're calling it the World Tour, which, look, there's no surprise there. The stadium tour this summer was definitely one of the biggest tours of the year, grossing huge numbers every night. It was averaging over 37,000 tickets per show. I saw the show twice, once in Cleveland, once in Pittsburgh. And my God, what a show. Say what you will about Vince and the band phoning it in. But to me, the Crüe has always been about the party, and they most certainly did not disappoint. They were firing on all cylinders, and I think Vince is sounding better now than he has in a very long time. So I had a great time, and like I think I can speak for most other people that went to the show. It was quite the show to see. And I've also heard talk about them doing another Vegas residency like they did about a decade ago, which would be cool. And next year, 2023, marks the 40th anniversary of the monumental Shout at the Devil record. So I'm sure there'll be something special for that, probably a re-release box set or something, maybe even some special shows playing the whole album in its entirety. So a lot going on in the world of Mötley Crüe right now.